Today we're reviewing The Last Breath. Yes, The Last Breath is the new thriller movie starring Woody Harrelson as well as Simu Lee. And it follows the true story of a diver who has to take their last breath and survive without oxygen for a prolonged period of time. It is a film that is one of those, it's like, I think we've had films like Fall, all these disaster movies where they focus very much around one particular subject, I guess. But the difference with this one is it's a true story, which blew my mind. And it's the fact that, these divers, they take on these really dangerous jobs, which involves going hundreds of feet down below the sea level, of course, fixing pipes or whatever. And, actually then, having to come up and multiple days of compression and decompression for obviously going at that depth. And I think the film handled it really well. One of the things I did like about the film was it felt a bit like documentary-esque. Apparently this is a documentary in terms of how it was formed first, and then the movie is based on the documentary. But it was very interesting because it did feel a bit like a documentary, which means that the film for me did very well in terms of telling the story. And personally, I think I did really care for the characters and the characters involved and everyone's, impact to the story. I was really concerned for the characters involved and caring about what actually happened to the end. And I think that's credit to the performances involved. All the supporting cast as well were really good. All the actors and actresses that were on the bridge, like driving the ship and all that, and like in mission control with their headsets on, I think they were all brilliant and they really carried the story forward. Obviously you got your main stars in there like Simu Lee as well as Woody Harrelson, who again were very much supporting cast really in terms of supporting the main actor in the movie. And that main actor in the movie really was Finn Cole, who was playing Chris. He was the person that was actually in trouble and in need. And as I say, I think Woody Harrelson as well as Simu Lee really did hone in on that and support Finn Cole in this role as Chris, and I think he did really well. Both of them did really well. Set wise as well, the film was amazing. I think that's what elevated it and made it feel like a real genuine story to me. Was I actually did feel like I was on a ship. Some of the ship moments in there with the CGI, of course, with the ship was really good, but the actual set of the actual ship itself, the corridors, the different moments, the bridge, the actual compression tanks and the cameras that they used, like GoPros in the corner of the room, it did have that feeling of a very real and genuine story. So rating The Last Breath, what did I score it? Well, I actually gave it a 3.5 star. I think it really did a lot of things fantastically well for me, but I think for this I would have preferred to see a more of a mini series. There was multiple moments in this film which probably could have ended as like one episode and done a bit of a cliffhanger and really dragged that story out a little bit more, and we could have got to a bit more of the depth of the characters. They could have also added in things like maybe flashbacks about his life with a little bit, where we saw a little bit about his like fiance or whatever, but we didn't really get to know him as a character, and I think that could have been quite interesting. There's also a little flashback with Woody Harrelson's character, but again, it wasn't really hitting the depth of giving us too much information. I think it had a real opportunity to do that. But as a standalone movie, I think it was really good, and as I say, 3.5 star. Have you seen The Last Breath? Let me know in the comments down below.